Good morning, Patriots. Good morning. Mel Carmine here. I'm actually hanging out in my healing center. I've been sleeping here overnight. I feel amazing. I mean, literally, the body is a battery, and the battery needs to be charged. And that's what we are here at Staying Alive. We are a charging station for the human body. And I'm telling you, your body has a way of telling you, hey, whatever you did, can you please do that again? But anyway, I don't get excited over $2.62 XRP or $2.45, I believe is what it is right now, or 48 cents. I get excited about $249 XRP. I get excited about $1,000 XRP because that's exactly where we're going, folks. This story started with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was an experiment to see if we could build a Motorola brick phone. Nobody uses the Motorola brick phone today. Nobody uses Netscape. Everybody's using the latest and greatest browsers. Everybody's using the latest and greatest, iPhones, whatever. We're graduating, folks, slowly but surely. And at some point, we are going to have the happiest ending of a story that will be written and people will talk about it for thousands of years to come. You know why? Because it's inevitable. Look at what's happening with Donald Trump. Look at the way he's being received all over the world. Qatar, Saudi Arabia. He is the king of the world, folks. And now I don't idolize Trump because I live by certain mottos. And one of the mottos I live by is, by their deeds we shall judge them. And boy, this guy came in. I mean, you can get whiplashed, literally, no pun intended, on the movement and the speed and the accuracy and the focus and the team that he's assembled and everything that he's doing. And the people are from other countries that are leaders of other countries are applauding the efforts. And they realize that if they don't get in line with America, they're going to fall way, way behind. And nobody wants to be in the 3 dimension forever because we're graduating into the 4th dimension. It's happening, folks. And XRP is going to be at the forefront of changing history forever. This is the biggest transference of wealth in the history of this world. And the people who listened to Mel Carmine and Amber, the people who listened and took action, the people who accumulated the bags, and they're not selling, they're like pit bulls with a bone in their mouth with rabies, and they're not letting go anytime soon because they understand the full value. I feel sorry for you if you dump your bags at $10 because that's all you could see. That puts you in the fucking category of goddamn chicken brains, and God forgive me for saying that. Okay? You are a chicken brain selling at $10. Yes, can you take some profits? Yes, if you have to, do it. But if you are across the board and the things that matter, yes, I do believe even the paper currencies will have no choice but to revalue. We're close, folks. Is it going to happen this year? Who cares? Is it going to happen tomorrow? No. Is it going to happen next week? I probably don't think so. But is it going to happen? You betcha. Not only is it going to happen, it's going to happen so explosive and it's going to be so big, your mind isn't big enough to wrap its freaking little brain around how big it's going to be. Not even Mel Carmine's brain can handle it, believe me. It's all about the change. You think they got this guy who is, I can't think of his name. I'm the worst at names. You guys know that. I apologize, and please forgive me. But he's talking to a bunch of college kids or whatever, or some very important people, and he's at the podium. He is the head. Look him up. He is the head. He is a general of who? Space Force. He is the guy. He's the president. He's the guy. He's the CEO of Space Force. Let's give him that title for a lack of a better term. And he's telling people that we're going to have machines that can take you from anywhere on Earth to anywhere on Earth in less than an hour. Folks, you don't think there'll be people like myself that say, hey, okay, dude, what else do you have? Yeah, oh, by the way, we have celestial chambers. We got this, we got that. We want it all. Unleash hell on earth in a good way once and for all. Oh, yeah, but people are going to lose their jobs. So what? Money is just a thing that we created. It's an illusion, folks. We can print as much as we want at will. People can go and work on themselves. You don't have to go get a boring job, taking carrots out of the ground and harvesting cabbage and eggplants and potatoes and tomatoes. This is boring shit. You know what's not boring? Hanging out with your family and friends that you love. If you don't have a good family, go create a friendship with people that are like-minded and create a new family. And the hell with your family. You know what's important? What's important is you being happy, the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of being able to live 1,000, 2,000 years and still be able to have sex at 1,700 years old, swinging from the fucking chandeliers, being in perfect health. Being able to travel anywhere in the world or anywhere in the cosmos, if they even exist, we don't know. Is there a firmament? Is there a flat earth? Is there a round earth? Nobody knows, because someone enslaved you. Someone who's much more powerful and everybody paid taxes into a system that I've been fighting for 37 fucking years. Somebody enslaved you. Somebody told you it's okay to drive an extension of a Model T Ford with 4 rubber tires for the rest of your life, so that we can control you and pull you over when you're speeding and you're being a bad boy or a bad girl. And then these people who are maybe barely 95 IQ, barely, I'm talking about you coppers out there, not all of you guys, but most of you, you know who you are. You got this quota to meet. You got this pressure. They got you paid $75,000 a year, $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year, which doesn't go very far in 2025. Let me tell you. Not when 2 steaks cost $49 at the supermarket. Okay? And they got everybody fighting with each other. And the guys upstairs are trading those tickets, making gazillions of dollars. They're trading that money, folks. There's only a handful of people at the top of the food chain in the police force that know about that. I know Nikki talks about it. Nikki is like this attorney on steroids. I love her. I wish I could get to her and get her on my show. You guys know who she is. She talks about this so eloquently because she's trained in that. See, not one man, not one woman is going to be an island. We all bring a piece of the puzzle to the table, but the freaking puzzle is starting to take on a hell of a picture, and we're focusing right into it, aren't we? And the picture says that the Mel Carmines of the world, and there's many of us, yours truly, Alex Jones, what a legend. What a fuck. I've been listening to that guy. You realize I've been listening to that guy for over 30 years? 30 years. The first guy that woke me up was who? A comedian by the name of George Carlin. Then came Alex Jones. It's amazing stuff, folks. Wake up. This is the most incredible entertainment. Why would you watch tell a lie vision? Why would you why would you do that? It's called television programming. Who are they programming, and what lie are they telling you? It's all been lies from the beginning. You keep sending your kids to school that's an indoctrination government, concentration camp. And they keep your kids there for 8 hours a day where they're teaching them shit that is useless and they're never going to fucking use it in the real world. And you know what? We're on a collision course. We're on a crash course with these demons, these bastards who've been trying to rule our life in ways that, listen, if they could have had their cake and eat it too right now, there'd be maybe less than 200 million people living on Earth. The rest of us would be dead. This is what you're dealing with. And people don't get it. They don't get it because, I don't know. I mean, it's not that hard to really just pay attention to somebody that's really so passionate, like ourselves, to try to tell you the truth about reality. We're coming out with a documentary. I might as well let it out of the bag. We're coming out with a documentary, God willing, in the next 8 weeks at the most, 7-8 weeks, I hope. We're going to push our editing staff really hard, and we're going to get this documentary to Donald Trump. I won't tell you what the documentary is about, but the title alone is going to get this documentary over to Donald Trump. Why? Because there's something that needs to be corrected that's going to allow us to win this war a lot faster than we're doing it right now. And it's the most important piece of the puzzle that's being overlooked. You can sort of guess what I'm hinting at. But needless to say, folks, we are in the thick of it right now. And we have no choice but to constantly push the envelope because the other reality is not a good one. If you don't think these people right now, if we gave up, all of us right now, they don't have the ability to come back, you would be making a huge mistake. Huge. Monumental. They have the ability to come back. We paid them hundreds of quadrillions of dollars. They stole hundreds of quadrillions of dollars. And I got people that I know very well without mentioning any names. You know who you are. I got people who make like $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 a year who are flaming leftists. And I say to them, don't you realize that you're about to get a $100,000, $200,000, $250,000 increase on your paycheck just by getting rid of the IRS? Well, Mel, I don't like the way Donald Trump is going about it. What? What are you talking about? I don't give a fuck how anybody who wants to increase my paycheck by $250,000 by not paying taxes legally because the entity is no longer here. I don't give a fuck how you do it. Get rid of them, please. Get the monkey off my fucking back already. This is what we're dealing with. Brainwashed sheeples. And until we change who we listen to and what station, I urge you to dial into the Alex Joneses of the world. And there's many of us now. Alex is one of them. Great patriot. I know that one day we'll meet and we'll break bread. I guarantee it. There's no question. The Roger Stones of the world. You know, Joby Weeks is fighting right now like crazy to try to get his 92,000 Bitcoins back. That's your government. That's who it is. Your government is a mafia thug organization that likes to act like gangsters with a license to steal. And they've been doing it successfully up until now. But the party is about to end. And it's up to all of you to get this information out there. You know why? Because you, the digital soldiers, are the most important part as they fuck with our algorithms. You see, they mess here with me at stayingalive.com too. Don't kid yourself. We got videos, we made videos, the most compelling videos of people saying, hey, I had cancer, I don't no longer have cancer. And we got dozens. We got hundreds and hundreds, and if I should say, maybe even thousands for all I know, of testimonials that are so compelling. The medical industry is still practicing medicine. They're practicing. We're not practicing. We got proof. The proof is in the pudding. And when we put these videos out there and paid YouTube to publish them, to get our message out there, we found out through another video on YouTube from another holistic guy, say, if you're advertising on YouTube and you got something that works, whether it's frequency, whether it's holistic, whether it's herbals, and it's reversing disease, or it's allowing the body to reverse itself of this disease, you're wasting your time. YouTube is sending bots over to your website, giving you the illusion that you're being visited. You're not. They're just taking your money. And if it wasn't for that video that woke me up, I would have probably still been paying $100 a day in advertising costs, $200 a day in advertising costs to YouTube. This is how they rip you off. So when I found that out, I got myself a costume, and some people know the story, most of you do, and I'm dressed like the Joker, and I'm hanging out Starting next week, 'cause I ordered new signs. The old signs didn't work so well. And I'm ordering new signs because, marketing is tweaking. You have to tweak until you get perfection, right? And I got the perfect signs coming. I think I'm going to hit a home run. People were honking. I'm dressed like the fucking Joker, man, with a sign that says your body has the ability to cure itself of every disease. Ask us how. Here's the QR code. Here's the telephone number. Contact us. People were pulling over. People were honking. People were taking pictures. People were taking pictures of our QR codes. People were waving back. Because I'm not just going to put a sign in the ground and hope that somebody reads it. No, I'm going to draw some massive attention to that sign. And I got 2 signs coming that are going to be freaking dynamite. Nuclear level. So watch out. We're coming for you. We're not going to lay down to the New World Order or Big Pharma or all these food companies. Oh, Tyson now decided to not poison you anymore. What happened to the last 50 years? They could have decided not to poison us. Well, they poisoned us. You see RFK everywhere. It's just a matter of time, folks. It's just a matter of time. We're going to win this war, but we have to be relentless. Losing is not an option. We need you digital soldiers behind us as much as possible, because without you, we are DOA, dead on arrival. Going forward, the XRP, the XLM, the XDC, which we're heavy on. And I do believe even the paper currencies, even though I'm gambling there, I don't know for sure 100,000%. But my personal gut feeling is even the paper currencies of Iraq, Vietnam, and Venezuela, and so on, will also mature at some point. It has to. I don't think they're going to say, oh, we're going to print all new currency, and all you losers out there who purchased the old currency, you're shit out of luck. I think that would be highly, highly illegal. Well, if they want to switch over, they have to redeem our paper for whatever the new currency is worth. They can't tell you to go fuck off. So even that at some point, and I got enough of that to, for example, hypothetically speaking, that if the XRP took another 2 or 3 years, but my paper currency fully matured, believe you me, I could weather the storm for a long time, a very long time. And let's say they hold out on the XRP, but they allow the silver to mature, I can hold out for a long time again. See, I got things that I will sell, but the XRP, the XLM, the XDC, folks, listen to what I'm telling you. Listen very carefully. The XRP, the XLM, the XDC, yes, all of the ISOs are going to be worth something, and I own a little bit of all of them, just so that I could say that I own a little bit of all of them. But I'm heavy XRP, XLM, XDC. And I bought into Stronghold, which is not yet part of the ISOs. I suspect that they might be at some point, who knows? And I do suspect that if the Chinese project called VeChain becomes an American project, that might also not only be tax-free, but will become a viable token. Why? Because it's got usability, it's got utility. I was just telling the story. You got to keep telling the story because there's always new people coming into the space. The whole world is not involved in XRP. The whole world is not involved in digital currency because it's very complicated for most. And when they see how complicated it is, it scares them off. And it's a shame, but it's like that, I think, to some extent, intentionally. Thank God some of us who are going to be the new ruling class have figured it out. And we figured it out in many ways in spades, and we're able to teach others who are willing to learn. See, they have to have the willingness. If they don't have the willingness, you're wasting your time. All these people want you to do it for them. Don't waste your energy on that. I can't do it for you. I can teach you, and then you got to do it. But if you're not willing to learn, I'm not willing to teach you. Why should I waste my energy and do it for you? You got to put some skin in the game. So, but anyway, the XLM, the XDC, the XRP, I believe, are going to be the 3 main ones. Will H-bar play a major role? I'm sure. Do I own some? Yes. Will IOTA play a major role? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really too sold on. Now, my friend Brian is completely sold on IOTA. I have to talk with him. He's busy fixing cars and spinning wrenches and all that kind of shit. And by the way, Brian, if you're listening to this message, you got to contact me because Amber's Mini Cooper is acting up again. I don't know what's going on. I think it's electrical this time. I'll explain to you when you call me. But anyway, get back to the message here, guys. Where was I? So, I put constant videos in here, and I want you guys to go out there and find good stuff on digital assets and compelling videos. Only put the stuff that really, really turns you on. Don't just throw junk in here. I want people to get educated with real stuff. And stop listening to these people that say it's going to happen tomorrow. Please. Per favore. Okay? They are wasting your time. Okay? But if you find great videos, put it in here. We want people to get educated. We want people to learn. We want them to get excited about this future that's coming. And it's not maybe, it's definitely coming. Why did Donald Trump, this is one of the things I want to definitely hit on, why did Donald Trump choose this general who runs Space Force to come out with that message? You think that was by chance? No, folks, that was intentional. They have to leak the information out because there's so much technology sitting in Ray Patterson. Even Patrick Bet-David from Valuetainment has said, what are you guys hiding? What is in those 6,000 patents? We want to know. We're capitalists. We want to capitalize. In exactly those words. When people like that have millions and millions of followers, now he's allowed to go. I mean, he's very professional. For some reason, he knows how to stay under the radar. And YouTube happens to like him. And they select some people to be in the black book with Ted Nugent and Mel Carmine. Because Ted Nugent, a guy that filled up, thousands of stadiums throughout his life, throughout his singing career, throughout his, band career, etc. Great rock and roller, should be in the Hall of Famer. I don't know if he is or not, but I do follow him. And he can't get over 4,000 fucking views. And here comes this Iranian kid, not that I'm using race here, that don't matter. That's why America is the land of the free, the home of the brave. Anybody can come here, and if you could figure it out, you could make it huge here. That's a fact. Okay? Guy that had nothing practically in Iran, was in a refugee camp for a couple of years in Germany, comes to America, boom. Huge success story, hundreds of millions of dollars, incredible, successful show. I watch them almost on a regular basis. Patrick is a cool guy. I like him. And I don't know that he likes Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone has never been on the show, you notice, and he has had people on his show, not to digress, that don't talk highly about Cardone. Now, I like both of them. They're a little bit different. One's a little bit more flamboyant than the other. I'm sure you can guess which one it is. But anyway, getting back to business here, folks. This is the greatest story that will ever be told because it's the biggest transference of wealth. It really is. And there's so many signs right now. There's so many positive things pointing to the fact that we have the right family, the right crypto family, the Trump family running things. And the kids are so freaking excited about, the digital assets. Okay. I've also invested in that Liberty Mutual, whatever it's called, the Trump token. You have to be accredited for that. Amber figured out a way that I guess I was accredited all along. I just didn't know, but she filed the paperwork, and guess what? Mel Carmine is an accredited investor. What do you know? A guy from Sicily comes to America, becomes an accredited investor, whatever that means. I wish that accreditation would go away, because what it means is that the guys with the money can get in first and the guys with no money get left out in the rain. I think that's a bullshit three-dimensional thing that needs to go away. I think everybody should have a chance. It should be a level playing field. Everybody can get in. Doesn't matter whether you have any money, whether you don't have any money, but you could raise some money and you can come in. or you figure it out how to get some money, or if you're middle class, upper middle class, it don't matter. It should be fair for everybody across the board. It shouldn't be where a guy with accreditation comes in, because he's going to have a much better chance at leveraging off of everybody else who comes in after, and it's not fair. And I'm here to tell you, as an accredited investor, it's not fair. Okay? That's my thought on that. But, the XRP, XLM, XDC, I think, are the ones that you really need to pay attention to, because I think there's no question about it. The writing is on the wall. You'd have to be dumb, deaf, and blind not to be able to see it at this point. It's loud and clear. And I think when you hear about this on mainstream that you should buy XRP, XLM, XDC, I can assure you it's too late. I can assure you that it is too late. And, the story started with Bitcoin, and I tell the story, and I was trying to tell the story earlier. I'm going to tell it now. I met this guy. It's a friend of, it's actually Elisa, my co-host's boyfriend's relative, yesterday. And I'm not going to mention who he is or what he is. Nice guy. Seems like a very nice guy. And so I told him the story about Satoshi Nakamoto and the XRP convention, the last one, which, by the way, I'm actually going to make the announcement now. I just reminded myself. XRP convention, I'm going to the after parties, not to the actual convention. So you'll see me. So anyway, I'm talking to this guy. His name is Tavo, and that's all I'll say. And he doesn't know anything about digital assets. So I explained to him, Satoshi Nakamoto, who is he? I believe Satoshi Nakamoto is nothing more than a guy by the name of David Schwartz. Who is David Schwartz? Now, I got to go in the office because I got some noisy people out there in the hallway. I'm actually at the center. And who is Satoshi Nakamoto? I said, well, Satoshi Nakamoto, everybody knows who. They've heard Satoshi Nakamoto thrown around news, etc., even mainstream media. But nobody knows exactly who this elusive Satoshi Nakamoto guy is. And I told them the story and how we believe that at least the main guy is definitely David Schwartz, which he actually admitted that to me personally when I was at the convention, the second convention in Vegas last year. And it was an incredible, it's gone viral. We posted it a couple times, and both times we posted it, both times it went viral. Literally over 90,000, 92,000 views on X.com about maybe 7 or 8 weeks ago. Maybe longer than that, who knows, doesn't matter. But it got about 90,000 views, 92,000, I forget the exact number. And I told them the story of how, and some of you guys that are new here might not know the story, so you might want to listen. And it's so highly plausible that it makes it practically factual. Okay? And you can look all the stuff up. Basically, Schwartz went to put a patent on blockchain technology back in 1988. And in 1988, you had dial-up internet, and we had to wait for the internet to catch up. And then he goes and does some consulting work, and he's there for quite a long time at DARPA. And 2007 and 2008, the housing bubble. 2009, Bitcoin is born. Bitcoin is heavy on energy usage. It's slow. It costs a shitload of money to move. They realized they got to go back to the drawing board 6 months later or 3 months later. I forget exactly when, but not too long thereafter, XRP is born. Who's the only guy that can go back and fix the thing that's slow, that costs too much money, and not scalable? David Schwartz, a.k.a. Satoshi Nakamoto. It's very easy to figure out. At least he's definitely one of the main ones, if not the main one. And he's admitted this to me in a video. And this guy was so impressed the way I told the story that he was like, yeah, that's very highly plausible. It's extremely plausible. It sounds practically factual, he says to me. And I believe it is. So you got to pay attention to all this stuff, because these are the little breadcrumbs that are going to help a lot of you guys figure it out. And when you figure it out and you become wealthy, not because Mel Carmine has these powers. Mel Carmine's just a regular guy that puts his pants on the way you all do. If all 17,000 of you, however many people are in this room, I forget, it's 17,511 as of right now, okay? If all of you decided to get a microphone and became 100 times more powerful than Mel Carmine, I would applaud that effort. Because then that means Mel Carmine did his job. I put 17,000 people on the battlefield that are 100 times more powerful than me. And that means I did my job. I'm not here for a competition. I'm here to win a war, folks. I'm not here to compete with anybody. I'm not into penis contests. What I'm here for is to completely pulverize the New World Order. I want these people out of our lives, as in forever, and I want to make sure that there's no remnants of them. And the reason why I'm so bent on creating so many of you with so much money, that in case there's one or two that we accidentally forgot or that slipped through the fucking cracks, we have the wherewithal when the XRP is worth 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 50,000, 68,000, all these numbers that are out there. And the XLMs are going to be worth a ton of money, and the XDCs will be worth a lot of. I can call on you guys and say, hey, we got a problem. We got some remnants of a New World Order here. Let's fucking go crush him. And we have the wherewithal. Not because we want to look for a fight, but no, we want to make sure that this planet stays pristine on all levels. We don't want these assholes ever to pop their heads out of the ground ever again. My passion is not about, yes, would I like to have 1 million people following me? Absolutely. Who wouldn't? I'm in the limelight, but at some point, I promise you, I will disappear. At some point, Mel Carmine will disappear. There's going to be only a handful of people that will know where I'm at. I won't even be answering my own cell phone. I won't even be carrying my own guns. And I carry 2 guns, by the way, everywhere I go. And they're locked, cocked, and ready to rock. So don't try anything funny. I've been threatened before. Razor's been on the calls. My wife's been on the calls where we got people saying, somebody ought to find Mel Carmine and shoot him in the head and kill him. Because that person thought that I should give my services away for free here at Staying Alive, even though I'm 65, 70% across the board, cheaper than all the other centers combined. He thinks that I should give my services away for free. So, and I let him talk. And I said, okay, that's great. I'm glad you feel that way. But I said, now I want you to do me a favor. I want you to call your boss Monday morning and tell him that starting on Monday, you no longer want to get paid for your services. And we immediately blocked them, etc. But anyway, this is the kind of shit that we deal with. Okay? And there's not that I'm a big deal, and I don't like having people put death threats on me, but it's happened. And the chances of it happening, probably never going to happen. But if you think I'm going to walk around and leave that option completely open on the table and I'm going to be vulnerable, you'll be making a big mistake. I'm the kind of guy that makes sure that I got all my bases covered. All my bases covered. And I like to hang around with people who also carry guns at all times with them. You should carry every day. Like the American Express commercial, never leave the home without it. All these, false flags and all these things that happen. There's a shooting at the Walmart. There's another shooting. Most of them are done by you-know-who. So I'm going to try to probably use some of this content on YouTube. You can be the difference. See, because when there's fire flying both ways, believe me, those guys on the other side that think they're so tough because they know that most people out there, unfortunately, I stress the word unfortunately for a reason, because if there's somebody shooting the other way, you could defuse that entire thing. Or you could be dead if you're a bad shot. And the other guy's a better shot than you. So you're putting your life at risk. There's risks living on this planet, folks. Well, if we can get rid of guns, the criminals are still going to get guns. They'll figure out a way. You know the story. Well, guys, I think I've said enough. Get yourself XRP. XRP will be the final story, the final happy ending of this crypto. Yes, it started with Bitcoin, but it ends with XRP. Make no mistake about it. If you can't see the writing on the wall, I feel sorry for you.
What if I told you aging could be reversed? At Staying Alive Wellness Center, a hyper-advanced light system in Cape Canaveral is no longer a theory. It's measured in real, provable science. Independent lab out of Houston, Texas has confirmed with conclusive data your telomeres, those critical markers of cellular age, are actually lengthening. Yes, age reversal. This isn't hype. It's real data, verifiable, jaw-dropping, and real innovation finally catching up to biology. And your body is ready to respond. Visit us at stayingalive.com or call for an appointment. Recharge your body at the cellular level. What are you waiting for? A more youthful life is here now.
Gold and silver. Welcome to CarminesGold.com. Don't waste not even a second looking. Cheaper prices just don't exist. How important is it for you to own gold and silver right now? What does it mean to me personally? There's an economy that's about to crash beyond what words can explain. In 5 words, I'm going to educate you on gold and silver. Are you ready? You need to own some. Simple.